Teenage mood swings, how to deal with your teenagers' moodiness and mood swings. Does this happen to you? Boy, it happens in my house. Coming up. Hey, I'm Lisa. Welcome to Miracle Maker Mom. We empower moms and dads with awesome parenting tools. So if you are new here, subscribe because I know you're gonna love it here. Today we are talking about teenage moodiness, teenage mood swings. You know, when they get to be that teenage, even preteen, and they start getting moody, and sometimes they just are in tears, and sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're blaming, and sometimes they're normal once in a while. Yeah, it does happen. It does happen. It does happen. Sometimes they're even helpful. Yeah. But when they get in those mood swings, when they get in that moodiness, what on earth do you do with them? You just feel like whatever you do, it's never enough. It's just never enough. You feel like you could do everything right and everything they asked you to do, and then still there's complaining and whining and sort of like a grown-up, temper tantrum, sort of a little bit grown up, you know what I mean? So first of all, you have to remember that when you're dealing with a teenager, you're dealing still with a child. These are not adults who are very mature. They look like adults, and it can be tricky a little bit because you look at your teenager, they're grown up, they might be taller than you, they look very mature, they have fully developed language skills and good vocabulary, and you think that you're speaking to an adult. But you have to remember in your own mind, just for your own sanity in your own mind and recognition, that this is actually still a child. They're still growing up. They're still learning. They're still growing. They're still managing, to understand themselves and the world around them. So you have to remember that when you're dealing with a teenager, that you are still really dealing with a child. It's easier when the kid's little, like they have a cute little lisp and they have a low vocabulary and they're cute and small. You remember that they're a child, but when they're a teen, it's harder to remember. So the first thing you got to do is just remember that you're dealing with a child. A teenager is a child. That means that when they have mood swings and when they say things that are inappropriate, don't let it bother you. Just think to yourself, okay, they're going through a stage. All right, they're feeling moody. All right, it's okay. This will pass. Think to yourself in your mind, it's not me. It's not something that I've done necessarily. Sometimes it's just my child is going through something that's difficult. Teenagers do go through difficult things, like they have problems at school and they got to keep up with the trends and the fashion, and they have all these tests coming up and they have social pressures, and sometimes they have, friends. I have a daughter who had a friend who went away to school, so now she only sees her every few months. And she was her best friend, so it's really, you have to realize that teens go through things and life is difficult for them, and they're still trying to, figure out who they are as a person and manage their own feelings. When your teen flips out and says crazy things or does crazy things, just remember for yourself that that's okay. They're growing and they are going to go past this, and you're going to go past that. That means that when your teen flips out, you don't flip out too. Because if you're flipping out when your teen flips out, then you're a little bit going down to their level. And you don't want to go down to the level. You want to stay the adult in the situation. You want to stay the person that's feeling like, okay, all right, my teen is, having a hard day. And then you need to empathize. Because whenever any of us are going through something difficult, the first thing we want is for someone to come and empathize. The first thing we don't want, no. We don't want for you to come and tell us what we did wrong or how to fix it or what to do better, and this is what you have to do. Like when you're, having a hard day and all of a sudden your husband comes in and tells you what you need to do. It's like, no, I just want you to empathize. You say, oh my goodness, I feel so bad. That's what your teen wants, okay? Even the males, they don't always want to be fixed. Especially the females, they want to have empathy. They want to hear that, like, if they're taking something out and saying, oh, this is this is what happened, or that's what, something's really bothering them, then you've got to empathize. You got to just be there and listening ear, like, yeah, okay, I hear you. Oh gosh, oh, I can't believe that happened. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. Oh, I remember when that happened to me, or just something that you can show that you're really listening. Really listen to what they have to say. I hear you that sometimes when they're flipping out about something, that's not really what's bothering them. Okay? you're going to empathize when they come and are upset about something. But sometimes it's like a different time, like, an hour later, they're all of a sudden flipping out about something, and you're getting all hyped up because they're flipping about there's not enough snacks in the pantry, or they don't like dinner tonight, or you didn't wash their favorite jeans. Like, I don't know, something that seems like very petty and like not such an important thing, and they're flipping out and getting so uptight about it. But really, that's not actually what they're upset about. They're upset about the other thing. They're upset about, the fact that their best friend moved away. They're upset about some social thing that happened at school. They're upset about something else, and they're taking it out on like little silly, not important things at home. And guess who gets to hear the brunt of that? You do, right? And the rest of the house, and anybody else that they happen to bark at. So you have to recognize that sometimes your kids are going through things that's not really, when they take things out on you, it's not really you that they're taking it out on. And if you could just let it blow over a little bit and go, yeah, okay, or like, okay, enough, like, or I hear you, or just let it blow over. A little bit later, they usually come to their senses and they say, oh, like, sorry, I just flipped out, or sometimes, later you bring those fresh jeans and you're like, yeah, next time just like, can you say it nicely? I understand, or whatever. But try to be nonchalant about the whole thing. Recognize that your teens are going through other things in their life and that sometimes they just flip out. Recognize that it's not always you. It's usually not you that they're directing their anger against. And be able to just be a little bit nonchalant in the fact that like, okay, yeah, I heard you, but let's try to say it nicely next time. Or like, yeah, okay, let's work this out. And make sure that you're spending plenty of positive time with your teens. Because when you have the positive time that you're building your relationship, then your relationship can withstand when like it gets a little rocky. Like when the teen gets, in his moodiness and mood swings, or even when you manage to not keep your cool and like bark back at them. Just be able to have that time that you guys go out together, or you spend time together, you have coffee together, or you sit and, I don't know what you like to do, play chess. Whatever it is you like to do together, is make sure you spend that quality time with them so that when your relationship is on the rocks a little from some of this mood swing business, that you can recover because you've got a lot of positives in your relationship. You really have that great connection. You're always together. And that way your relationship will withstand like the blowings of the winds of the moodiness that happens every now and then. Question of the day is, when your teens totally act up, how do you manage? What do you do? Do you run out of the house, or do you scream back, or do you hide in the bathroom, or do you sit and take notes of all the things that you're going to tell them back later when they're quiet? How do you react when your teens totally flip out at you? Believe that you can be an awesome parent. Believe that you are an awesome parent, because whatever you believe, you become. I know you love this video because you're still here, so give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video.